Hi, my name is Ben, and this is Comic Book Breakdown episode 34.3 of Megaman Zero Timelines. Far into the future, we see the little blue-helmeted Met march through the sands of the desert. It stumbles into a fight, where Megaman Zero slashes and shoots his way through his opponents. The sounds of gunfire catch his attention. Passing nearby is a large armored transport vehicle. A series of smaller craft trail behind it, shooting at it and being shot at by it. Inside, we see an old man, a young woman, and a young man struggling against these attackers. They have a bit of relief as their pursuers start to explode, killed by Zero. He takes out all of them, but is slightly wounded at the knee. The transport stops, and they offer to thank him with a maintenance check. He would decline, but then his knee twinges again. Inside, the old man, named Mo, gives Zero the tour and explains their purpose. This small community doesn't believe in persecuting the Reploids, so they left Neo Arcadia. Because of abandoning the city and stealing the supplies necessary to run this transport, they are now hunted by them. They stop by the mechanic, Joshua, who asks if Zero is part of the Resistance. Mo tries to downplay any harsh feelings, saying that the Resistance might not even be around anymore. But Joshua argues that they've heard all kinds of nasty rumors. One of theirs just got into the heart of Neo Arcadia and blew it up. Know anything about that? Zero ignores the question. He knows that his knee hurts, and he's low on energy. Joshua gets to work. We then cut to Neo Arcadia, where we see a council meeting over recent events. Those recent events being Zero defeating the 4 Guardians at the end of Mega Man Zero video game. The surviving Guardians have taken control of the city and are hiding the events of the game from the citizens. They receive word that the unit sent to attack the transport went dark, and guess that Zero took them out. But before they can pursue, another attack on the city draws their attention. They prep their weapons and head out. They kill the humans in moments. This attack seems small and pitiful, but Sage Harpoonia thinks that it means something more. The Resistance is rebuilding, and they've found a new leader. We then go to the Resistance, where their commander Ciel and El Piso are admiring their handiwork. Ciel wants El Piso to take over as commander, which would free her up to solve the energy crisis. The problem with this is that El Piso is way more bloodthirsty than Ciel is, and she doesn't know it. He's the one who sent the attack on the armored transport. He wants those rebels dead in order to inspire the rest of the Resistance to further action. Back at the transport, they are suddenly under attack by a huge swarm of forces. They can't move yet due to repairs to the vehicle, so Zero goes out to buy them time. Joshua gives him a cloak, and he goes out. And he starts fighting once more, mirroring where we started the issue. Elsewhere in the sand, we see the blue-helmeted Met continue to waddle forward into the future. This is the first issue in the Mega Man Timeline series that I didn't connect with in any way at all. Author Ian Flynn crafts a story that acknowledges the first Mega Man Zero game and sets things up for the second in a way that actually is pretty nice, but it doesn't give me anything of value in between. Gone is the philosophical pining about protection versus destruction, and it's such a weird time. I actually had to read the Wikipedia page for Mega Man Zero to follow all of the plot-heavy stuff in this issue, and holy crap. This game has Mega Man X grow old and go crazy. His students/creations, the 4 Guardians that we see in this issue, think that they're the good guys while they're killing people. The people of Arcadia are powering down Reploids, which are sentient beings, in order to save power, effectively killing them, and El Piso is manipulating Ciel to build himself an army. This is easily the most morally complex Mega Man game so far in this series, at least to me as an outsider, and none of that is examined in this issue. It's all there, for sure, it's presented to us. Please note, that almost none of this comic is actually about Zero. Out of the 22 pages that is this comic, 10 of them are devoted to Zero. Less than half. This is a comic about the plot of Mega Man Zero, not the character. This kind of surprises me, as author Ian Flynn is a super experienced writer, especially with video game adaptations. He wrote the Sonic the Hedgehog comic for 130 issues, baby! And he has actually written Mega Man comics before for another publisher. And to be fair, I have read some of Ian Flynn's Sonic comic books before, trying to get into those. I was a Sonic kid growing up. We had the original game on the Sega Genesis, and I always failed to connect with those particular comics. They just never hit with me, and I was really frustrated to see that trend continue here with Mega Man. Artist Hanzo Steinbach is a great artist, though, with a sharp, clean style. He does a good job here, but my favorite artistic thing in this story, period, hands down, is Joshua. I don't know if he is in the games or not, but he's got this battle wound on his face. His left cheek is just torn away, leaving his teeth exposed. It is a brutal, ugly image, and it immediately tells you that the stakes in this story are higher than the usual Mega Man stuff. People are getting hurt. People die in this comic. Not a Reploid, not a robot, not a thinking sentient robot person, but people die in this comic. The stakes feel super raised, and the story treats it all really seriously. I cannot deny that this is a serious comic about serious stuff for serious Mega Man people. But emotionally, Zero is closed off. He doesn't talk all that much. This is almost a character who experiences the story rather than feels any of it, and I feel that as an audience member. I didn't connect with this almost at all. This issue, however, does easily feel like the most first issue-y in an ongoing series out of all of the one-shots. But it is a one-shot. We need to keep moving. I'm trying to do these really quickly. Next time, we will move ZX years into the future for Mega Man ZX Timelines. If you enjoyed this episode of Breakdown, please make sure to hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed to the show, then click on that as well. I love getting feedback, and I would really appreciate it if you did so. If you have any questions, concerns, or would like to suggest a comic or a series to me, Breakdown can be found on Facebook, Instagram, and on a variety of podcast platforms, with links in the description for this episode below, as well as the email cbbreakdown@gmail.com. Thank you for your time and attention.